Hey guys, welcome back. I'm gonna start doing my YouTube channel again. On this one, this customer came in with half a kit installed already. So he has IHC arms. They are the old ones, the polyurethane ones, polyurethane bushings. And this one doesn't have the little reinforcement that the new ones have. So they have a little tab right here, so it won't bend. So, and the rear has nothing. But this video, what I want to show you guys is, do you really need OEM springs to run this kit? So you know how they say stock springs, stock shocks, it drops a 5. With the spacer, it drops a 4. So on this side, we have Oreillys springs, precision coil springs. This part number, and we already got some used set. We just need to go pick them up. But just by visual, in comparison to some springs that I have here, which are 80 and 98, which is basically the same, except 80 and 98 has an extra coil. They look the same. Everything looks pretty good. We want to try them out on this truck to see if it does drop the 5 with these. And if it does drop the 5 with these, well, we would know. The only problem is technically, we can't really tell if it does drop the 5 or not because we didn't measure it. We didn't do nothing. All we know is the 5 should be around right close to the fender. We know how a 5 looks. See, so like that one was like a 3 or 4 almost in the front. A 5 would almost be on the tire. This one's gonna be the same way too. We are installing some 265/30s. This has 35 right now. 35, 22s. We're gonna install some 265/30s, 22s, for new tires. And then I think we're doing a 5 because I think the customer does want a 7 in the back. But enough talking. Let me take apart the truck, show you that it does have a cut spring. And I do notice it's peaking right here. It has a little spacer on top of the spring. And how do I know it's a cut spring? After, you just know, dude. Like, you feel the end of it, and you feel the little burrs. You put your finger down there, put the end of the spring, you feel the little burrs of where they ran the grinder through it. But like I said, hopefully you can try out these springs. Hopefully I finish this stupid ass video. I have to show you, compare these to the OEMs, and it should work. It shouldn't be much difference. Truck is taken apart, guys. Springs are out. Passenger side. Actually, carry both of them up here. Now we went to go pick up the OEM, stock OEM spring. So, let me set it up real quick, guys. So, I think driver, passenger, doesn't matter, same shit. Actually it does, right now. Actually, yeah, they cut more. Yeah, they cut more on the passenger. Because you see, the end is right here. The end of the spring's right here. So they all start the same coils. But this one has an extra coil for extra loop. So driver, they just cut 1 turn. Passenger, they cut a turn and a half. That's why it was low as hell in the passenger. But as you can see, it looks the same. Almost everything's the same. The coil is the same. But right now, once we get the OEM ones, I will show you the differences on that. That's all I'm waiting for right now. I don't know if I should start to the rear, but nah, I'll start with, keep on doing the front. So I'll be back with you. I'll be back to you guys once I get the other one. And I'll put it right here so you guys can see. So I finally got the OEM, used OEM spring. It's not cut. You see how basically this one's the cut one. So this one and this one is the one that came off the truck. We just took off the spacer and this is what it came in. This is what it came with, so that way the truck just wasn't that low. But I don't know if you guys could see how much they cut off. They basically cut off a whole turn. It's right here. So they had to cut off all of this. And then this is the Oreillys spring. You could tell where the Oreillys spring has a whole extra turn. And on the top, you can see where it's same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. This one's a 7.5, 7, 8. So this one has an extra coil. This is the Oreillys spring. But I started looking at the part numbers and talking to Ivan and talking to guys about the Oreillys springs. They're telling me there's like 3 different types of springs. There's a V6, there's a crew cab, and there's an extended cab. I'm thinking there's only a V8 and a V6, but I don't know which one these are. I'm thinking these are like the V8 crew cab springs or whatever. Other thing that I was thinking is maybe there's a driver and passenger. They always added an extra coil for the Chevy lead. So this one was the one that was on top of here, and this one was the one that was in the box. And as you can tell, same thing. It has that extra coil. There's a finish down here, which is right here. It has that extra coil. And one thing that I'm thinking is, what if you cut it? But that's the whole point of a new spring. That's the whole point of having Oreillys, like just testing it out. I would much rather just get an OEM spring that I know that's OEM, not cut spring like this one, and install it on the trucks. I'm guessing this one we'll go back to it with either the shop truck or my truck, since mine's an extended cab, and try to get this springs, and then try to get either the V6 springs or something, and put them on, test them out, see what the fuck, so I can get you guys a solid answer on that. That way we could start buying aftermarket springs, and it'd be the same shit as stock springs. So let me get back to working on the truck, installing these, and yeah, there's not much to it. So you're gonna install a cnotch, an IHC universal cnotch, or this basically works for every cnotch. And you want to make a template that's gonna fit perfectly. So whenever you put it over here, it's gonna fit perfectly to wherever the fuck you want it. You wanna know how to make this? Pretty simple. You need a piece of cardboard, piece of paper, anything that you like. Line it up to the sides, line it up to this side. Start tracing right here. Start tracing right there. Start tracing right here. Start tracing. Okay. So basically, you're gonna have just the corners. Now, once you have these traced, you want to connect them the best you can. And since it's a marker, you want to have like a close angle like this to the side. Now, for the inner part, you never want to trace the inside because you still got this thickness. You want to be able to trace the inside of the cnotch. So how do you do that? First, you cover your marker. Since it's and this is why I like cardboard. It makes an indent. So get your hammer and start hammering the sides of the cnotch. So you do a little thing too, a little trick that way you know where it's supposed to be at. You can mark the end of the cnotch. Right here, right there. So now whenever you take off the cnotch off the thing, you're gonna see that line. You're gonna want to trace. You're gonna want to trace the inside on both sides. Let me trace it. I can't really show it with 2 hands. I'll try it. See it too. Once you have that, that's your template for your cnotch. And you see how the line disappears, and it's not on the outside, it's on the inside. So once you cut it out, and if you get it right, it should fit. Like this one, where it's perfect, all the way around, it's perfect because it's top plate. So you're basically just cutting a piece basically making a template for this piece, but the one that's welded, making this piece. And fit. So once you have the template, you want to find the middle for the C-notch. And this is a 9906, so I'm doing a 9906 C-notch. But this basically works for the 07, 18, 19 to 20. This bed rail on top of your bump stop is your alignment. This is how you know this is the center of the differential, not this. Because think about it, the differential, whenever you go down, it goes back because the shackle needs to lean back. It does that. So that's the center. Once you find the center, once you know which is the center, you mark it like that. You put your C-notch and you put it at the center. Now you see how mine is a little bit back. Because this one, the lower you go, the more the frame goes into the differential. So the more you need to move it back, a little bit more back. If it was a 6 or a 5, I'll put it right in the middle. But since this truck is gonna get like a 7 or 8, just move it a little bit back. And that'll be plenty enough so it won't hit in here. It won't hit this plate, the bottom plate. So you'll be centered. If not, you're gonna be like over here like that, and it's gonna be hitting the back part of the C-notch. So just right here, mark it. Technically that should be perfect, right? Let me get straight to it. Record showing you guys how the surface looks prepped. So this is where the weld is gonna go. Oh fuck, I forgot to put it under here, but this is where the weld's gonna go. Under here too. So I forgot to clean under here. I need to clean it right now. Just showing you the cut. This is with the plasma and then with the grinder to smooth it down. Because somebody in my comments mentioned, take pride in your work. ¿Cómo queda? Puto la verdad. Perfect. Llorando. Chipanachón. So after this, you just cnotch. Just tack it in place. Like I said, I do like leaving it a little bit like that so you can weld it on top. You could put it all the way to the top, but it'll give you a little more trouble welding. No idea, it sounds like I'm fucking whispering. Yeah. So, once you have it cut out perfectly how you want it, and like I said, as centered, well, not centered, that's the center. You can see the line. It's a little bit back, since this is center. Move it a little bit back. It could go a little bit higher, but I'd rather leave this so I could actually weld on top. And it's not that low either way. So to me, that's perfect right there. So we tacked on all 4 corners. Let me just glue this bitch on, and C-notch will be done. Morning, guys. So today I got this GMC coming in for this 9906 IHC control arm kit. I'm not sure if we're doing a review kit, but what I am sure is he came in for a 4.6. In the back he has a flip kit with the lip shackle, so it's a 5. So we'll be dropping it an inch more in the back, but I need to see. Does he have different size tires? 285, 35. 265, 35, 22s. So he does have different size tires. These are skinny. So we'll see if it's dropping it won't rub. So in the front he does have springs and spindles, and it looks pretty good. The alignment doesn't look that bad either. It's not really like cambered in or nothing. Yeah, there's the stock uppers and lowers. So it is springs and spindles. And I don't know why this customer is going with control arms, but gladly do it. Doing uppers and lowers with the stock spring. Stock. This one is with these springs. I've never installed. Us personally here, we always believe in just getting OEM. So going either on Facebook or Junkyard or something, finding some OEM good set. These springs are always something's off about them. So this is what the customer brought me. So we're gonna install them, see where they're at. So with my knowledge of knowing that those springs are Oreillys or aftermarket springs are always a little bit bigger, a little taller, I will be doing a 5 on it out of 4, just to see where it sits and try to finish it as quick as possible. That way I can see where it sits, how and everything. I should measure it. Actually, I'm gonna measure it too, just to see how it is right now, and then to see what it is after with control arms and these springs. So, we'll get to it and give you guys a little update on the truck. I did measure it, so it was 27.25 and 28.25. On the other side, I think it was like a 27. No, what was it? 27. So it is a 1/4 inch lower on this side because of the gas tank. But Chevy, those IHC arms should fix it. And another thing too, I thought it had spindles, but nope, stocks. So all this dude had was cut springs. Cut springs or drop springs. But we have that. We're replacing everything with IHC control arms. I was gonna show you. Oh, the other thing too, on these IHC control arms, you supposedly need to cut the pocket out. I haven't been doing it. You don't really need to. If you need more camber in, because once you loosen it up to adjust it, oh, you see the adjuster. This is your range of adjustment. These are your pins that guide it. It's already loose. So you adjust it by putting a type of wrench. And it just, Jesus Christ, these are fucking on there. So you see how that moves? You know, tight. So yeah, on the IHC ones, if you don't cut the pocket out, the adjuster stops like right here. So you lose a little bit of that adjustment, but most of the time you never really need it. Most of the time the arms are long enough to get the adjustment you need when you're lining it. Damn, these are fucking hard. Hey guys, so little update on the arms. So everything is fitting pretty good. There's no more gaps like before. Pretty tight. So no more clunky, no more. I've never had squeaking problems. All you dumbasses do. Well, you guys don't grease them up, but one thing I noticed was these ball joints are not IHC. So most of the time they say IHC, and then whatever part number they are. These aren't. So these are some aftermarket ball joints that they ordered because I guess they didn't have any IHC in stock. And why would I be telling you that, guys, is because the Zerk fittings that they send you and provide you do not fit. The hole that is provided for the ball joint, the hole, the thread, is way smaller than this one and that one, which is the same fucking thread size, pitch, whatever. So just letting you guys know, because I spent like an hour trying to figure out what the fuck just for me to go to the shipping department and ask them for the Zerk fitting, and they gave it to me. So I guess you guys are stuck there. You guys are watching my video. You guys are gonna know now. So finish the truck, finish the front, still need to do the back. So remember, I put the IHC control arms and then the aftermarket OEM spring. So I put this one. It's the very last part number spring. And I came to the conclusion that with that one, the arm set at 5 with that spring, so no isolator on top. This only drops at 4. So if you want a true 5, you need the OEM springs. If you don't, so the rear kit, everything's done already. Truck's in the alignment rack already. This is how it is. Now, before I do the caster sweep and alignment, all this, before I do these 2 measurements, I always fix the toe. My main rule is make sure his toe is always green. So if I move this camber, one of it like a little bit out, the toe moves, and make sure the toe is green again. I always make sure the toe is green. So, and then talking about the camber, it's 9 degrees and then 7. I still got a lot of room to move on this side, so I'm gonna try to put this one at 8, 8.5 or lower. And then this one, since it's so close, I'm gonna see where this one sits, and then I'm gonna try to match it on this side. All right, let me give you guys a little, show you guys a little review of the kit. This customer did do inner and outer tie rods with the new rack and pinion and everything. So it's upper and lower control arm, sway bar links, stock spindle. The spring is it's an Autozone with Duralast, but it's an aftermarket spring. And what I came to conclusion is that this spring doesn't drop a 5. So right now it's at a 5-inch, set at a 5-inch with no spacer on top. But because this spring is a little bit longer, it didn't drop the full 5 inches. So it just dropped like 4 inches. Maybe a little bit more. We don't really know because this truck already had already came dropped. But I had measured it and it was at what, 27? And the measurement stayed the same, 27. Also on the passenger side, it was the same. Now in the rear, I did change everything. It was already dropped. He already had a flip kit. And it had a lip shackle, put back OEM shackle. It already had it had everything in the back for a 5 with no cnotch. So I just replaced everything. Since the flip kit that it had, it wasn't meant for this one. It was cut, it's made to fit. Replaced everything, replaced the shocks. I would have liked to replace the U-bolts, but this kit doesn't come with U-bolts. But that's a upsell for the customer. C-notch came out pretty good, pretty flush. Can you see it? Burden, yeah. And then it's centered too, so it's not gonna hit. Not gonna hit right here. So other than that, guys, everything's pretty good. Let me just finish the alignment, and then I'll show you guys. This truck is a 4.6, and then I'll show you the 4-door. It's a 5.7, 5.8. But that one actually has OEM springs, and it has the same setup as the front one, as this one, but this is aftermarket springs. That's an OEM spring. So let me get back to the alignment, and then I'll show you guys a little, I guess, beauty shots or some shit. So as you guys can see right now, it was at what, -1 camber. This was at 9. I just moved this one all the way out since it takes a weight caster. And see how the toe is. You gotta fix the toe again before you move anything else. So let me get back to this shit, and I'll bring you guys back again. So it's the final alignment. I know this ain't that pretty. I wish it was a little bit closer at least. This one at 9, but 0.5 of a difference is not that bad. This truck still needs to be driven around and settled down and all that shit. So sometimes after 500 miles, once they come back and I realign them and re-torque them and everything, the alignment just gets better because they settle down and it just fix itself. Not fix itself, stupid. But this is alignment for this one. I would have showed you the alignment for the other one, but the alignment, this one, that customer didn't want no alignment. She just wanted the stock springs on it, and that's it. So let me finish this truck, torque it down. I need to finish the toe, and I'll be done with this piece of shit. So, I'll show you guys right now. Shit, I know you're not supposed to be driving while recording, but this is the blue truck. I've been aligning this bitch since all morning, since yesterday. You see how it is to the side. I'm driving straight. I've already aligned it maybe 3-4 times, and every time I put it in there, it's always on green. It's always straight. It's just very little movement that I need to do, but it's a lot. So since it's already been like the 3rd, 4th time of me trying to align it, just moving the toe, which the toe is the steering wheel, I'm already gonna suggest this to tires, because this is it's the same outcome. Fuck, I can't even fucking say the word. It's the same outcome. Every time I align this truck, it gives me the same measurement, and it's always pointing to one side. So this, at this point, I'm already thinking it's the front tires that are worn out, because he did come with cut springs. The upper control arms were all the way out, and I don't even know if it had an alignment before this. I didn't even test drive it. I didn't even see how it drove. I did drive it on the drive on lift just to park it. Just to park it overnight, because I didn't want to leave it outside. And I didn't hear it screeching or squeaking on the lift. So every time not aligned right. Most of the time the front tires are fighting itself and start making sounds on the lift. They weren't doing that. So that's why I thought maybe it was aligned already. The lock. But it has a new power steering pump, a new tie rack, rack and pinion, a new inner and outer tie rods, new control arms, new ball joints and bushings, new spring, newish shock. Come to a conclusion that tires. So since these tires are 265 and those are 285s, I really don't want to swap them out, because I feel those are gonna hit way more here. So, and these are directional, so the only thing I could do is just swap them. Swap this one to the other side, the other side to this side, and then see if the steering wheel, instead of being like this, if it's gonna be like this whenever I'm driving, then I'll know it's the tires. Or if the steering wheel's straight, then I'll know if it's the tires. So let me rotate the front 2 tires just to see if that fixes mine, and just to prove if my theory is correct, just to see if it fixes my problem. It's a solution to my problem. Please me up a lot of selection there. So go for it. Fixed that pretty good. For being aftermarket OEM spring, it's not that bad. If it's the last resort and we can't find anything, we know where to go from. Let me just rotate them and show you guys once I'm driving. I got a little better. The steering wheel's actually straight now. The truck actually really straight. With the steering wheel straight. Turn around back the nose. So it was like, yeah, shit to the side. So, it was the fucking tires. Tires are worn out. Starting way, pretty sure the alignment wasn't straight before he came in. The tires wore out. And now that the kit's installed and everything, somebody that's not gonna consider myself a professional, but somebody that doesn't really know what to look for, what steps to take, they would just assume that it's the fucking kit. The IHC kit doesn't align, or the rack and pinion is new, it's all fucked up or something. When in reality, it's just the fucking tires that are worn out bad because of the previous kit that I wasn't aligned. So, can I pump this bitch? see that the tires are pointing the wrong way. They're pointing back since I did do the rotation, and that basically fixed it. So tires are due for this truck. And that looks fucking badass. So that's done. Video's done. This truck is next. This one already has like a 4.6 already on IHC ride quality kit, and I'm installing a performance kit on it. So it's gonna go an inch up higher, but gives a fuck. It's gonna coil over. Let me do that.